Hi friends, in this particular video, we'll discuss and we'll see the criminal law which has been said in the Vishnu Smriti. Now before we proceed with the video, let me tell you that there is no special categorization done as we have today in our criminal law, like a chapter for murder, chapter for kidnapping, chapter for rape, chapter for cheating. In Vishnu Smriti, you will get straightway one by one all kind of different activities which are considered as criminal activities and which are considered as crime. So either there is a punishment or there is a fine. So friends, let's see and let's start what is criminal law in Vishnu Smriti. In case of murder or any other heinous crime, the person committing the same has to be given death penalty. For other offences, there would be a painting done on the forehead of person who has committed that offence. Like in case of theft, dog has to be painted on the forehead of person who does the theft. If anybody gives shelter to a criminal, then he should be also punished along with the criminal. If a disabled person was called by his disability, the person doing so was required to pay a fine. If anyone does cruelty against animal like elephant, horse, etc., one hand and one foot would be cut off of the person doing that cruelty. So friends, if you see the manner in which the murder was attracting death penalty, the another unique feature is if somebody has done a theft, a dog would be painted on his forehead. Now why probably it was done? So that a person looking at that will identify that yes, this is a man who has committed a crime. So people will be aware of him. People may stay away from him, or people will take extra caution when they are going to deal with a person who is having such kind of a branding with him. Another, if you see harboring of criminal, in today's criminal law we have identical provisions, abatement, harboring, similar provisions are there. Another is that a person who is having a disability, he should not be called by that disability. So again there was an protection given, a respect given to a person who was disabled. One more thing is again the elephant on horse. Now as we have said earlier, elephant and horse in those days were absolute important animals, maybe from the point of view of war, maybe from the point of view of prestige. So obviously the crimes, if they are done against elephant or horse, were being punished. So somewhere it makes it very clear that even in those days there was an animal law or an animal protection law which exists as on today. So friends, let us proceed and see some more criminal laws mentioned in Vishnu Smriti. For certain animals like birds, fish, domesticated animal, if cruelty was done, in such case fine was imposed on them. If a fruit bearing tree is cut, the same was an offence punishable with huge fine. Hitting somebody with hand, by foot, by a wood and by a stone would be considered offences and moderate fine would be imposed. If anyone hits a person with a weapon, in such case highest fine would be levied. Highest fines was imposed if the injury happens to eyes, neck, arms, thighs, shoulders. So friends, if you see the way in which the criminal law is written, that even the domesticated animals, if they suffer from cruelty, there was a fine imposed on it. Further, a tree which has good fruits, if it is cut, there was a fine. I think today also we have tree protection laws. Trees cannot be cut rampantly. So this is something, the today's tree cutting laws must be having again the roots in the ancient laws. Now coupled with that, what you see is about hitting by hand, foot and all. This is what? This is nothing but the crime of assault. So obviously the assault was there as far as the ancient laws are concerned. Let's see some more criminal laws in this particular topic. Penalty was imposed for stealing cooked food if the law code was not having mentioned of any specific article. In such case, fine would be equal to the value of stolen article. If somebody accepts the invitation to have a food in house of inviter but does not go for the food, in such case he has to pay double quantity of food to the inviter. Fine was imposed for passing urine on a road or in a garden or near water reservoir. Fine was imposed for using wrong weights and measures. In specific trades comes together for purchasing a good at cheaper rate based on their collective strength, the same was an offence and penalty had to be paid. So friends, again when we see this, if you see that if there is nothing available in law code or the article is not mentioned in law code, there was a provision as to how to impose fine. Now one most important and a very interesting aspect is that if somebody invites you for a food and you don't go to his house for food, then you have to compensate him with double the quantity of food. Probably this was to avoid the waste of food. This shows how the laws at that particular period govern the lives of people in a very normal and routine manner. Obviously fines for the urine on the road, today also BMC has this kind of provisions. Now as far as using wrong weights and measures, we have today Weights and Measures Act, which again speaks of something which is done by using a false, wrong or duplicate kind of weights and measures. One most important aspect again we see is traders cannot come together, form their cartel and buy goods at cheaper rate and sell them at a higher rate. Probably this is what today, way back in 2000 we started with the Competition Act. That is no cartelling, there has to be healthy competition, cartelling cannot be done. And now it's very interesting to note that this concept of cartelling is considered way back in our ancient times, and that is how this cartelling and banning on cartelling is available in Vishnu Smriti. So friends, let's proceed and see further what are the criminal laws. If somebody accepts consideration for delivering an article but does not deliver it, he was liable to pay the penalty. If purchaser does not take the delivery of the article, then the purchaser is liable for the penalty. When a person plays with false dice, then the thumb and the forefinger would be cut. If somebody damages crop of other, then he has to pay compensation equivalent to the value of crop. If a servant terminates his service before the agreed period, he has to refund entire money to the employer. So friend, again when we are going through this particular criminal laws which are there, we can clearly see that for not delivering article there was a fine. Now what is this? This is nothing but Consumer Protection Act which is there today. We order for something, somebody doesn't give it to us, and we obviously charge for him for deficiency of service, not providing us the article the mental agony which we might have suffered. So the Consumer Act which is there today also had its reflection in the ancient times. Further, if you see damaging of crops, if somebody damages crops, that was again considered as a wrong thing. There was penalty for that. Also, the servants who were there, they were not allowed to terminate their services prior to what has been agreed. I think today also there prevails in some companies a system of writing a bond, that if somebody joins the company, he will be with the company for next minimum 2 years, 3 years or 5 years. And in case that person does not stay for that particular period which he has agreed, obviously there is a fine stipulated. So somewhere again we constantly feel that the laws which are there today had their origins in the past. So let's proceed and see further criminal laws which are there in Vishnu Smriti. If the employer dismisses any servant before the agreed period, employer has to pay entire wages to the employee. If a person purchases a goods secretly or at a lesser price, he would be punished as a thief. If somebody gives a wrong impression that particular article is pledged to him when it is actually not pledged, the same would amount to an offence. If a doctor gives a wrong treatment, he would be punished with heavy fine for his medical negligence. If it is found that witness has given false evidence, then the entire property of the witness would be confiscated. So friends, you can see that there existed a proper labor law as to how employer can dismiss the servant. At the same time, there also existed the medical negligence system, which is now also covered under the Consumers Act. So a doctor who does a wrong thing, and that point of time he was charged with heavy fine. Further, if you see the witness which were there, if they depose falsely before the court, in that case the entire property of witness was confiscated. I think these were very stringent things which were laid down, because of which probably the entire justice system would have been working properly in the ancient times. Unfortunately, today we don't have harsh permissions or harsh punishments. Rather, if a witness is purposefully, falsely deposing before the court. So friends, let's proceed further and see further what are the criminal laws in Vishnu Smriti. If it is found that any member of any council has accepted money, the same would be an offence. There are 4 types of crimes: Atipataks, Mahapataks, Anupataks, Upapataks. If one kills somebody who has intention of killing him, the same is not an offence. So friends, if you see once again, as far as acceptance of money, that means anti-corruption. So obviously in those days also there was a law identical to the law which we have today, anti-corruption law, that a person in a council should not accept money. Further, if somebody kills somebody, if he feels that other person is killing him, what is this? A similar provision which we have today of self-defense in our criminal law. So somewhere friends, when we are seeing all these criminal laws, it clearly goes to show that there are a lot of similarities, or to some extent we can really say that the origin or the roots of our criminal law which exists today are somewhere in the ancient past, and some of those laws we have carried forward today. So friend, this was the criminal laws as said in Vishnu Smriti. In our next video, we'll discuss law related to property. Thank you.